At work, it's sort of been a recent thing of coming out to them and telling them my pronouns. They're all sort of getting used to that, so they get it wrong a lot. I have to correct them a lot. It's been a new process in terms of coming out to my family and things like that, so they're the same, still getting used to it, still getting used to my name and my pronouns. And they sort of asked a lot of questions and I've just answered those and sort of going from there. That's been a very recent thing. We had a massive discussion. It took about 3 hours of them just asking me loads of things, and yeah, that was that. I feel like had I known earlier on about different gender identities, about gender in general, I would have recognised my feelings sooner, because how I feel about my body, the things I feel uncomfortable with, I felt that for my entire life. I never knew what it was. At the beginning, I knew one person from university that identified as non-binary, and when they told their story, I sort of connected with it a bit, but not fully. I don't think I would have understood a lot that I do understand if it weren't for the internet. The internet's probably learnt me more about myself than school ever taught me. I feel like a lot of the internet, people just speak so openly about how they feel, and there's sort of spaces on the internet where you're sort of doing that free of judgment, but there are also a lot of places where people aren't very nice. And so it can be a bad thing in that way, because people are very judgmental, especially at the moment, about trans people, non-binary people. There's a lot of hate out there, but at the end of the day, no one's going anywhere. Everyone exists, and no one's going to stop being themselves just because someone doesn't agree with it. In my opinion, I always just think, you know, I'm never going to police someone else's identity. I'm not in your head, so I can't tell you how you feel. You tell me you feel a certain way, then I'm going to accept that. A lot of the trans community is quite divided in some ways. They want to tell each other, you know, this is what it means to be trans, and you need to be like this, and if you're like this, then you're not trans, and I'm more trans than you. It's kind of ridiculous, for the fact that outside of the community, there are a lot of people that want to say, no, I don't believe you exist, you're not valid, and yet we do that to each other. People need to understand that masculinity doesn't equal being a man, and femininity doesn't equal being a woman. People are all sorts of in-betweens and mixes of things. I feel had I known from school about gender then I would have known a lot earlier, and it would have been a lot better for me. So I think it's really important to let children know about things, and so they can understand themselves.
Hi, I'm Sher Peters and I'm a motion designer. Motion design is everywhere, in adverts, film, TV shows. You probably realise how much you really see it. For me, motion design is all about creating a narrative, a story for my clients. I've had a client where I've created a training video for their employees. This was a fun and exciting way to get their important information out there. It's easy for the employees to understand and easy for them to replay. I've also had a client where I've created a video for primary school students on the importance of sleep. Using motion design for these videos is a good way to get good information out there, important information in a visual way. It helps anyone who watches it understand. Motion design can be used for anything, for promotional videos, for visual effects, or for educational videos, and much more. I hope to be doing motion design for a very long time. It's a way for me to express myself and to be creative. It is truly what I enjoy the most. On here should be my show reel, and I hope you have a look at it. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a great day. No matter how cheesy this is.
You're fired.
What?
Pack up your things and go. I don't need you anymore.
Sir, you're making a mistake. You hired me over great interest.
Now I'm sacking you with no interest.
But I got stocks up to an all-time high for this company. With my team. You even said so.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't care.
Sir, please, I can work even harder than what I've done before. I've got a family to feed.
I don't care about your dysfunctional family. Pack up your things and go.
Sir, please.
Just go. Thomas,
Yes, sir.
you owe me that £20 note. Shit, can't you sit somewhere else?
Sorry, mate. I'll move. Have a nice day.
Waste of space.
Excuse me, mate. Do you have any change?
Pack up your things and go. I don't need you anymore. You owe me that £20 note. Shit, can't you sit somewhere else?
Hi, Richard. Still got that 20?
You're probably wondering who I am, Richard. You might think I'm deaf or even God, but I'm neither of those. I am your inner greed. The many people we've screwed over and stolen from, and look at how happy we are. And still you spew out more greed.
Where am I? I feel empty. Please. Where am I? My body feels so empty.
I took your life away, Richard. How does it feel to be a victim of greed?
He said I was free. He said he loved me. I loved him. I loved him more than anything. And this is how he chose to show me. I don't fucking think so. He said he loved me. I don't fucking think so.
I'm Kieran. I'm a cinematographer. What is it like being a cinematographer? You're the useless bit behind the camera. Nah. You make things move, make things come to life. I like being a cinematographer. You can make ideas and you put those ideas to reality. You make imagination become moving. What got me into film? Well, I liked cameras and I progressed up through education and built up skills and then focused myself down a specific route. I've helped with quite a few productions through university and a few outside of it. I usually build on my creative lighting skills and my unorthodox use of cinematography, but I'm also very highly critical, so I attempt to get the perfect shots. So I've been asked some questions. One of those questions, what was the first film that really got me into this sort of thing? I'd say more arty pieces like Clockwork Orange, things like that, that sort of push the grain both psychologically within narrative and technologically with camera. Another question. My favourite moment as a cinematographer so far? On set. Every time I'm on set. Getting the camera working, regardless of if it's annoying or not, fixing the problems, and then getting into stupid positions to get the perfect shot to make the vision come to life is my favourite thing about being a cinematographer. The act of being a cinematographer and pushing the scene and pushing everything you can do with a camera. So that was my work. Hope you enjoyed.
I've worked here for so many years, you know. Seen many people come and go. But those that stay, they learn about the dark history.
I love counting. You can hide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That woman,
I will find
the one in the
you.
picture frame.
Wait and see. There's no place to hide from me.
Her name was Agatha Roberts. But most residents of this household know her as the Shriek.
I used to know this boy. He was a good lad, but he got bullied at school. Sad. The other kids weren't that much bigger than him. And it wasn't the fact that he was afraid of getting hurt if he did retaliate. It was quite the opposite. He was afraid that he would hurt them. He was afraid that people would see him as a brute. A freak. Before long, that boy became a man. A good man. A pious man. The kind of man that minds his P's and Q's, obeys the rules. He bags himself a wife. They breed. He makes sacrifices and compromises. He works himself to the bone to put food on the table every day. Who do you think gets the credit? He wakes up one day and he realizes, shit, I've wasted my whole life following the arbitrary rules laid down a millennia ago by a bunch of old men with self-interests and a desire to control the will of others. That's what we're really talking about here. A race of people blindly doing as they're told. It seems to me that all the deadly sins of the world are just natural human impulses. Which makes me question, by rejecting these urges, are you also denying your humanity? Sins? Give me a break. Why is it pride, lust, wrath? Why not cowardice, ignorance, shame, or sense of style? Why should man be proud of his individual power? Let me tell you something. Life is hard. If you even for 1 second have a rare opportunity to forget the pain of your own existence, then you take it. You take it. Because once you embrace that at your core, you are a base, primal, selfish beast, you will be free. Envy, greed, why shouldn't you crave more? Let your envy of others propel you to become better than them. Consume and indulge in every sensation you can because you can. Reject mediocrity and embrace a new way, the old way. Embrace your power, your true self. Let the sin in or out. Become your own God. Like a wise old man once said.
Do what thou wilt.
My name is David Marshall. I'm 35 years old. I'm from York. I've been wrestling for about 7 months. I've loved wrestling since I'd say about 1992. It was something that kind of was really popular at school, but it was something you had to watch on Sky, and my family didn't have Sky at the time, and it wasn't until then that my grandma actually got it, and so I used to spend as much time over there as possible watching as many events as possible. And kind of from the first couple of shows that I watched, I just fell in love with it.
Welcome everybody, thank you very much for coming, and also please give a welcome to our referee for the evening, Mr. Damien Shovelton.
Dewsbury! Good evening. Come on, big man.
It's always been in the back of my mind, even like from when I first started watching wrestling. I'd design my own outfits, I'd come up with like a move set, I'd think of names, I'd spend hours like at school. I remember me and my friends in one of our art classes, we created like a stage for a pay-per-view. So wrestling's always been at the back of my mind. I've never wrestled since or before July last year, so like I said, 7 or 8 months I've been doing it now. I was always into sport, so at school up until about 7 or 8 I was doing gymnastics, then got into football, cricket. So I did a lot of research in the Leeds area to see what kind of wrestling schools were out there. Saw that Grapple Wrestling had a show coming up. Thought I'd go and see what it was all about. Went along to the show, absolutely loved it. Thought to myself, I'll give myself 2 or 3 months to get into shape, because I watched some of their videos and saw some of the training and I thought I'm not at that level yet.
All they have to do is come down and have a training session with us. Okay. People sort of take it a bit lightly, you know, they think it's just a bit of jumping around and all sorts, but when they actually come for a session they realise it's a lot of hard work. You'd never know how physical it is until you've seen it. You can see how close we are to the ring. So if you're sat in the audience you'll see how physical it is, how hard hitting it is.
My family think it's mad. They think, why you've done all this hard work to get the job that you've got, what are you doing all this for?
Still says no, okay? Reach. Oh, you are not worth it.
I guess I've got a longer term plan. So characters evolve, personas change completely, and I guess for me personally I wanted something that I could be comfortable with performing with to start with, and I think the Marshall Davidson character is quite generic, and I don't think it stands out in terms of it looks like you don't look at a card and you think, oh yeah, he was really different. Battered, bruised, I think a lot of it kind of went quite well. A couple of hard hits. I've not seen it yet, so
yeah. What a chops there.
Yeah. In the sense that things are predetermined and things are kind of established before the match. It's not a sporting contest in the same way that boxing might be or a football match might be, but the contact is the same or worse in those, like in terms of the bumps that you take in the ring. The risks that you put yourself in, those are all real. There's nothing fake about, it's a real cliche, but there's nothing fake about falling on your back from kind of 6 or 7 feet up in the air. So I'd kind of say, well, if it's fake, just come have a go, come give it a go and see what you think.
Hi, my name is Callum McFarlane. I'm a professional freelance editor with over 6 years experience, specialising in VFX, colour correction, sequence editing, and all using the program shown above me right now, which all allow me to do a range of actions, such as changing the colour in a specific scene, making animated effects on screen, taking myself to new areas even, or creating realistic effects. Over my editing career, I've worked on a variety of projects, from films, to music videos, to gaming and social media content, and even promotional videos for business, such as for the Lothian Pension Fund or even Direct Line. Why did I choose editing as a career? I enjoy the concept of editing as it's almost like a magic performance. To take something and transform it into a visceral impossibility in a simple and mundane world. The idea of making the audience react in a way of disbelief and wonder is what motivates me to constantly work on and upgrade my craft. To learn how to make colours impact scenes a little more, or to track masks better using feathering techniques, making each effect work seamlessly in the project. Film and videos were a large form of escapism for me growing up, and they still are today, therefore I want to be able to provide that to other people who might need it. What are your plans for the future? My plans for the future are to become a successful and sufficient freelance editor, known for my craft and work for various clients, big to small. To be either working in an established content industry such as the BBC, or to thrive doing my freelance work, working for high-end clients with a wide range of audiences. This plan is already in motion, however, as within the last month I've worked for various freelance clients, ranging from smaller scale channels to even channels which are now projected to hit over 1 million subscribers in the next few months. Overall, I just want to continue growing and working as an editor and constantly upgrading myself and get better and better. I think this is going to be achieved through Imperator, and that's why I'm part of the team.
It's okay, gods. I have clearance.
Doctor's coming through. Open yourselves out.
Hello, Miles. Miles, I am the prison psychiatrist. Do you remember having a conversation with me on the phone a while back? Miles, I'm here to help.
Why would someone like you want to help someone like me?
Because, Miles, I want to understand. I want to understand you and your motives for the incident. Now, psychiatrists in my position don't immediately start to ask the hard questions. So I would like you to tell me more about yourself before I begin to start asking. Is that okay, Miles?
You know, not a lot of people want to come and see me.
Why is that, Miles?
Because I'm Miles Talbot. You know exactly who I am.
And I assume you know what you did was wrong?
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Right, okay then. Alright, let's just start this interview. So you were making a film.
Why is he helping me? Perhaps I'm just that insane. Or maybe he feels sorry for me. I've always been interested in film. Film is expression. See, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. I've always wanted to be one of the greats. Film is art, and I get to express myself through art. I've never really liked people. They just never gel with me. Never have. Never will. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Time does fly by when you're having fun. And I'm having fun sat in this cell. Why did I end up in this cell? Oh, that's right. I killed that man. His name was Jake. And he was one of the bullies from my school. Him and his friend. I can't remember his friend. I'm trying to remember. No. Wait a second. I know why he's helping me. It's because he knows me, and well, I certainly know him.
Anyway, Miles, it seems like our time.
Peter. It is you, isn't it? It's you, and you remember me. You remember me. No one remembers me. You remember me, don't you? It's me, Miles. You used to torment me in school and used to hurt me and stuff. Do you remember? I needed to see you again, so I followed you home sometimes out whilst I was doing my film, and I found out you worked here, and well, I wanted to wound up here, and here I am in front of you, and you remember me. You remember me. You remember me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was young. I was trying to fit it. I didn't mean to do this to you. I saw your name on the registry. I came down almost immediately. Miles. You remember me. Peter. I forgive you. Thank you. Peter, I am sorry. Sorry for what, Miles?
Art is expression, and I have well and truly expressed myself.